All right, everybody, let's try this again. Sorry, so this is my second time using my. It's actually my son's video, a webcam. I don't have one yet, so I'm trying his out to see if I like it. I'm starting to do a little bit more videos, just doing them once a week. Um, just because. Anyway, so today what we're going to look at is server certificates in bulk creation. We can do them one at a time, 2, 3, 300, whatever. Doesn't matter. Problem that came up is we had that capability previously, but some dependencies changed and it broke. So the box that code is still on. There's one box that the code is still on and it still works. That box needs to go away for other reasons. I'm not going to get into it. But this is going to be the solution to that problem. No, to the box going away. I've rebuilt it, or rebuilt the functionality, I should say. So we have some code, and I wrote it in Python. For the most part, let's see. So it takes in a bunch of global variables, kind of just environment variables. The environment variable is defined or it has a default. I've included a sample set of all of those variables, as well as they're in the code, and then I've provided an override for it. And the override is here. So notice all of the variables here starting with an X. The variable values are starting with an X. And that's just to show or verify that the value is being overridden. It's pulling it in from the environment variables. So the code is not too bad. It comes out to 171 lines with a couple lines of comment. There's not many comment. There are not many comments, but there are some. And there's a to do in here. Back was it? There it is. This is not the cleanest way to check to see if it's in Docker. I found another way, but I have to clean up the code. I'll do that later. Excuse me. So anywho, all we have to do now to run it is put our code. Pull it. There we go. Put our code in our host file in the data directory. Here we have a bunch of hosts. That should word wrap. There we go. We have 6 different hosts, including a blank line, and there's an extra space here just to make sure it doesn't break when you have invalid characters or blank lines or anything else. In addition to doing regular certificates, it also does SANS names or SANS addresses for each host. So this one host has 3 different SAN names, so does this one. And the other 4 do not have any. Excuse me, do not have any SAN names. So if we come in here and we go into Docker images, well, you have to spell it right. I don't have the image in there right now. Docker build tag blam. You know what? Bam son. Why? Oh, because I'm in the wrong. Oh my goodness. I must be getting tired. Basically, I was saying that there's no Docker file because I was in the wrong folder. So now I was doing all the Docker file build things, copying the folder into the code directory, copying a copy of the hosts over, which we're going to override anyway, but whatever. So now if we do Docker images, we have BAMSON just built. So if we do vim docker compose, we'll take this one out, use this one, which is BAMSON, and excuse me, and I have the present working directory in the data folder is going to mount to the Docker containers data folder, which is where the host file is going to come from, according to right here. Well, that's the same thing. This content is going to be in there, so I can override the data. Let's see if I can. Oop, wrong folder. Yeah. So this is where we're at in the terminal, and in the data folder. So let me back up. This is present working directory. And then in the data folder, there's a file called hosts, which is this one. And we're going to pass in the host that way. The output, when it's all done, is going to come in the final. So you notice the folder is empty. Yeah, anyway. Right. So right quit. Docker compose up. Yeah. Well, that's why. Yeah, that was just a one-time thing. I tried to clean up a little bit before I ran it all for you. Anyway, so you notice when I run it, there's two different GUIDs. These GUIDs identify this entire keychain. So all of these keys go into one keychain, and this keychain identifies them. So when you send off the request, you identify by the keychain instead of by the key. It's just a unique name for the entire group. So notice here I ran it on the same output, or the same host, but it has a different GUID. It's not a big deal, but then when you get the result back, you're like, which keys are these for? You know, because you can base it off of the GUID. Let's see. This one. So now we should have two folders, and it also tars everything up for us. What is in here is going to be the, I don't think it's going to work because I'm using X11 forwarding. Anyway, oh, yes it does. So I double clicked on that, and I have this output folder. We're going to drag it. Probably won't work. So there's the XML and then just the requests, not the tickets. So if I come in, it'll have the XML and the requests, but not the keys. We don't want to show anyone our keys. That's bad. So in the tar file for the output, again, it's just the XML and the requests for that particular keychain. Let's see, what else? Yes, that was my mouth. I don't think there's a whole lot else to do or cover. Pretty straightforward. The dependencies are pretty minimal, honestly. Let's see if that'll come up. Yeah. 2 dependencies. This one is just to be able to confirm if it's a Docker container. Don't need it, but it comes in pretty handy. Makes things a little easier. That's what we're using to create the certificates. No requests, I should say, really. That's it. But now if we come in, we change our Docker Compose from using BAMSun to having uploaded it. I had uploaded a previous copy of BAMSun to SpelledABC Cert Maker version 1.2. Now if we run it again, it's going to have to pull that container because I don't have it at the moment. It was pretty quick because I already had most of the elements, and it's all done. But it has a new thing. So in the output here also, I want to touch base. It has the host name as well as any and all of the SAN addresses, or SANs, for any particular host. And this message is, it's moving the output to final out within the Docker container, but because we mapped final to the present working directory, it ends up coming into final out, and then the product, or the product, yeah, the output. All right, so there's that window. That's hilarious. I tried, like, there, finally gone. Oh, no. It won't go away. So I was trying to get that window to come up earlier, and it wouldn't work, so I just passed it on, ignored it, and then it just came up all of a sudden. All right, that's all I got at the moment, so deuces.